You are a born salesperson, you are a born marketer. I don't care who you call yourself, but trust me, in this life, everybody is a salesperson and everybody is a marketer. You are selling something, you are marketing something. So before you think too much right now, just give me a moment and I'm gonna explain to you why I say so, right? Why I say that you are a salesperson and that you are a marketer, right? So think about this. From the time you were born up to date, right? You've been marketing, you've been selling without realizing it. If you don't know that you're a marketer yet, right? So every time you're trying to achieve something, every time you're trying to get a hold of something, every time you want certain things to come into your life, you are selling, right? So let me give an example, right? Back then, depending on your experiences and your life lessons, remember the time your dad told you that, my son, if you scoop position 1 in class, I'm going to buy you a bicycle, right? And you worked so hard to get to position 1 because you really wanted the bicycle. So what was happening there was a sales scenario, right? You were trying to sell your dad your ability to scoop position 1 in class so he can buy you a bicycle, right? The desired outcome, right? So the only way your dad could buy you the bicycle was if you scooped position 1 in class. That was, the only demand, right? So you were selling your ability to, of this kind of a person capable of becoming position 1 in class, so your dad could give you a bicycle in exchange, right? So whenever you think of sales, it's an exchange kind of a scenario, right? So what are we exchanging here? We are exchanging our abilities, our capabilities, our values, we are giving out our knowledge, our products and services. Could be physical products, digital products, whatsoever. So it's an exchange kind of a scenario, right? So I can give another example. The person that I got this watch from sold me this watch and I gave the person money. It's a sales scenario, right? Let me give you another example right here. Remember the time you were called for an interview, for that job that you have right now, if you have a job, right? So you were basically selling your abilities to the hiring department, your abilities to be able to drive company goals further, your ability to be able to drive organizational goals further, your ability to be able to impact at that role you were being hired for. So that is sales. You were selling in practice, right? And what is marketing? I want to start with sales and marketing, and this conversation is heading somewhere, right? Don't worry if you're not in sales, if you're not in sales, if you are in whatever department you are in, whatever specialty, whatever whatever industry you are in, this information is going to be valuable to you, because sales and marketing are life skills that every human being that is serious about advancement, that is serious about growth, should possess. So these are basically skills that you too should possess, right? So when you are trying to get hired by the HR department, they called you for an interview and they assessed you. They asked you questions, based on how you were able to respond, based on the interaction. They either gave you the job or not. So if they gave you the job, just know that you are a very good salesperson. You're an amazing salesperson because you managed to sell the hiring department your ability to be able to, add value in their organization, and because of that they hired you. You managed to sell yourself, right? So here is, before I actually go further, I want you to understand sales and marketing, right? So sales is not about merchandising. Sales and merchandising are two different things. So in today's video, I'm focusing on sales, what sales is and why you have to understand sales, right? Sales and marketing. So sales is exchange. When you think of sales, think of exchange, right? I want to make things as simple as possible for all of you watching my videos. Sales is exchange, right? Value exchange. So every time you exchange value for another value is sales. Like I said, the person that sold me the phone that I'm filming this video gave me the phone and I gave the person money. That was value exchange. I needed the phone, the person needed my money, right? So marketing is communication. Every time you think of marketing, think of communication. I'll add one more. Branding is an image, right? So why is this important? Every time you are communicating a certain image, every time you are communicating a product has an image. You have an image. Everything we are selling, be it information, be it digital product, physical products, they all have images. If it's a physical product, the image is the appearance of the product. If it's a digital product, the image is what you paint in your potential clients, mind. That's the image, right? So that is why you probably need to brand your product so well. So in today's video, we are not talking about branding, we're talking about sales and marketing, as to why they are life skills and as to why you need them in your life, be it in your business. If you're running an SMMA, you're running an e-commerce business, you're running a consultancy firm, you're running an agency, you're running a manufacturing company, you're running a tech company, whatsoever kind of a business you're running or whatsoever career you're building whatsoever, right? So marketing is communication. So how well you communicate that thing you are selling is going to be dependent of whether people are going to come into an agreement with you, right? How well you communicate what you're selling is going to be dependent on whether or not people are going to come into an agreement with you and end up purchasing what you are selling. How well you communicate it, right? So here's an example, right? Before you were called for that interview, there was communication. So the first communication, maybe you sent a CV, the hiring department saw your CV, they loved your CV, like, wow, this is amazing, we love what you're saying. So that was marketing. You marketed yourself so well because you were communicating your value initially, right? Before they saw you in person. So another form of marketing is what I'm doing right now. I'm creating content on social media, teaching you people, sales and marketing as to why these are life skills. I'm marketing myself. I don't know who is going to see my video and what they're going to love about my video and what they're going to love about me. I have no clue. I have no idea. So this is marketing. I am marketing myself, right? I'm putting myself out there as a specialist in sales and marketing, right? So how well you market that idea, how well you market that vision, how well you market that product, how well you market your abilities, your skill sets is going to be dependent on whether or not people are going to come into an agreement with what you are selling. So some of you are struggling to build and advance your career because you don't have proper marketing. Let me repeat that. Some of you are struggling to build your career Because you don't have proper marketing. Simple. People are not seeing the value of the content or the container. That is why they don't want to get into an agreement with that container or that content. Right? So you can't just dress up anyhow and appear anyhow in front of people and think people are gonna naturally love you. People don't naturally love people. They love what they see. They love, the first impression. First impression creates lasting impression. Right? So people won't naturally love you because you exist or because you're a human being. So if that was the case, everybody then deserves to be loved. Everybody then deserves to be given a job. Everybody then deserves, to build a business and outsell all their products, right? So what I'm saying here, people don't naturally love people. They don't naturally love the product you're selling. They won't naturally love your inner abilities. They won't naturally understand your potential unless you talk about it and you show them that it even exists in the first place. That is marketing. So you may have potential inside of you. You may have something great inside of you. You may have some unique values inside of you, but if you don't communicate those values so concisely and compare those to the people or your marketplace, they won't know that it even exists in the first place. So firstly, you have to get that value out of you and speak it out, right, to people. Because remember, you are doing business with people. You are doing interactions with people. So you have to get that value off of you and communicate it to people, right? So the people have to know that it exists first before they pay money for it, before they come into an agreement with you yet. So you see what I'm saying? This information is valuable regardless of what you're doing. Whether you're trying to get promoted at work, show them value. Show your organization value. Show them that you are the kind of person capable of handling that position that you are aiming for. Are you somebody capable of handling that position you're aspiring for? Are you capable? That's marketing. So how do you market? You bring out what is inside of you and make it so clear. Shout it loud to the world, for the world to see. You are the light of the world, a city on a hilltop that cannot be hidden. Neither do you light a lamp and put it under a jar, but you leave it on an open space for the whole world to see. In the same way, let your light shine for all men to see, that the Lord in heaven may be glorified. Let your light shine for all people to see. Paint yourself of who you are. Some of you appear less of who you are. You appear, the bad or the old version of who you are. So people will think you are that old version that that you show them. People will think you are that expired version that you show them simply because of your poor marketing, right? Paint the picture of who you visualize you are. The greater version of you. How does that person look like? How does the successful version of you look like? How does the millionaire version of you look like? How does the billionaire version of you look like? Begin to live like that kind of a person. Then people will see your value. People will see the journey. People will see the trajectory. People will see exactly where you are going. And it is that vision, that sight, that beautiful picture that they see, that they interact with and they love, and that's what they're gonna buy, right? So some of you are not getting hired You have no partners in your businesses. You have no one believing in you. You have no one trusting you. You have no one buying what you're selling. You have no one, approaching you. If you're a woman, wanting to get married, you have no one approaching you, simply because you are not, marketing yourself well. You're not coming out well. You're not coming out as that product that is admirable. That is why no one is approaching you. If you're a business, no one is coming for brand deals because you are not well packaged. You are not communicating your values. You are not marketing yourself so well, right? So I'm not talking about marketing as in go and order goods and products, put them on television, social media, market them. No. I'm talking about marketing as communicating. What are you communicating? You're communicating your capabilities, your abilities, your values, your skills, your knowledge, you as a person. You're communicating the values of the product you're selling. You're communicating the values of that identity you're building, that business you're building, whatsoever. That, expertise, that specialty, that job, that career you've been building for years. You are communicating that. So that is what I'm talking about here. Right? So if you've been in society for 10 years, no job, no nothing, here is the question. Who have you been, communicating that unique values to? Who knows about you? Who knows that you exist? Who knows what you're selling? That's communication. Communicate. That is why God gave you the ability to speak, so that the word that you speak may be of impact to humankind. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. Every time you speak a word, envision God impacting the universe through you. I'm not trying to be a preacher man, All I'm saying is that speak out your values, communicate your values. That is marketing, right? Communicate your ideas. If you look at the wealthiest people in the world, people that are winning those contracts, people that are winning those deals, people that are getting to higher ranks in life, they are not more skilled than you. They are not more, they are not well built up than you. They are just well communicated than you. They are just well put together than you. They are just well refined than you. The difference between them and you is that they are well refined and you are not. That is the only difference, right? They know how to communicate themselves better than you. They know how to stand in front of an audience and persuade, influence an audience than you. They know how to plant certain ideas in people's minds than you. That is marketing. They know how to communicate themselves than you. That's marketing. They've interacted with greater people, with people who are doing so well in different, walks of life, with people who are doing so well in different dimensions of life than you. If someone got a job, it's not because they have a PhD. It's not because they have a master's degree. It's not because they have a degree. But you have a master's degree. You have a PhD. You have all those degrees. And yet somebody with no degree got the job and you didn't. Why? They are well communicated than you. They are doing something right than you. Marketing. Imagine, envision yourself, right? Think of the best version of you? What belief systems does the best version of you possess? What ideas does the best version of you work on? What skills does the best version of you possess? What characters does the best version of you have? How focused, how consistent, how persistent does the best version of you possess? Adopt those ideas, adopt those characters, adopt those skills, and start living the best version of you. And before you know it, you are going to be the best version of you. It's as simple as that. Probably, the person you are right now, you are too comfortable, over comfortable, you are seeking too much comfort, you are learning nothing, building no skills, doing completely nothing, cares no more about your career, you're too relaxed, chilling with the homeboys, holds no value. That is why the world values you not. Yeah, that's why the world values you not, because you yourself value yourself not. If you value yourself, and if you believe you are the best and biggest investment you could ever make on planet Earth, by now you could have already been investing in yourself. You could have already been building those skills. You could have already been changing your habits. You could have already been training yourself to focus better. You could have already been training yourself to be consistent. You could have already been, networking with people that have gone ahead of you. You could have already been working on your next big project. You could have already been doing all of those things if you valued yourself. People that value themselves, are not doing things randomly. They have an entire calendar. They know exactly what they are going to be doing today, what they're going to be working on today, what they're going to be working on tomorrow, what they're going to be working on the day after. They know exactly what they are working on. They know exactly what they are doing because they value themselves. You can't value your packaging, yourself, and you place yourself on a low market, on a market they can't pay, in alignment with the values that you possess. Let me give you an example. Let me remove my watch. I'm going to use my watch as an example because it's the closest thing to me right now. Let me use my watch as an example. You see this watch. I won't tell you how much I bought this watch. You can try to guess in the comment section. You see this watch, right? So this watch at the mall, I'm going to give an example, can cost 1,000 kwacha. This watch at the mall can cost 1,000 kwacha. This watch, at the airport can cost 1,500 kwacha. Same watch, everything same. This watch at a normal market, some random market. Think of, that market where you buy cabbage, that market where you buy vegetables. This watch at that market can cost probably maybe 100 kwacha at that market, same watch. And this watch may be at a dealership. Maybe you're going at a car dealership to go and buy a car. Maybe it might cost 2,000 kwacha. Same watch. So what has changed? It's the same watch, but in different locations, costing different, prices, commanding different prices. It's the same with you. It's the same with you. The same version of you right now, if we take you to a certain location, you are going to command a certain price point. The same you, we take you, to go and speak at Mulungushi International Conference Center. You are going to command a certain level of price point. The same you put on Facebook, creating content like I'm doing it, you're going to command a certain level of price point. Same you put on YouTube, you're going to command a certain level of price point. Same you, we take you to that market where you sell cabbage whatsoever to go and teach whatever you're an expert at. You are going to command a certain level of price point. What am I saying right now? Market yourself so well, and market yourself so well to the right audience, then you are going to command value. You are going to command the same person that you are right now. You're going to command value, right? Believe that you possess that value and start putting in time to build yourself, to learn that skill, to adopt those habits, to reclaim your focus. Be consistent, develop the person who is able to be consistent, and not consistent on Netflix, consistent on work that results into value in your life. What should you be focused on? Think of the things you're supposed to be focused on. Focus on those things. Think of the things you're supposed to be focused on. Focus on those things. And once you've marketed yourself so well, you've done a very good job to market yourself in your career, to market yourself in business, to market yourself, as a personal brand, to market yourself in whatever area you're building yourself in. What is going to result are deals being closed, contracts being given to you, jobs being awarded to you, that plane ticket to go and work in Malaysia, in the UK, in the US being given to you. So that's what's going to result when you've done a very great job at building yourself and marketing yourself, bringing out those values. That's what's going to result. Those are the results of marketing yourself and selling yourself. Yes. So, sales and marketing is not for sales and marketing people. It's for everybody. It's for you. If you want to get a job, master sales and marketing. Sales and marketing, for me, I see it as human psychology. To me, sales and marketing is nothing below or above human psychology. Do you understand people? Because every time you're selling, you're marketing to people. Do you understand people first? Do you know what people want first? Do you know what people are looking for? Do you know what kind of information people are trying to digest? It's all people. So when you understand people, you are going to understand what to say to people if you want them to give you contracts. When you understand people, you are going to know how to present yourself to people if you want people to hire you. When you understand people, you are going to know how to persuade people to give you money. I mean, ethically persuade people to give you money, because these skills can be used for good and bad, and I hope you're going to use them for good and not bad. When you understand people, you are going to understand the pains and problems people are going through, and you're going to build a product to alleviate that pain, so people can give you money. That's value, can give you value. When you understand people, you are going to know what products people need, and you're going to develop those products, and people are going to pay you money for those products. They're going to buy from you. Just solve bigger problems for a bigger audience, and let that audience pay you money for solving them that problem. You want me to give you an example? Think of 100 businesses and try to figure out the biggest bottleneck in those businesses. I'm giving you an idea right now. Think of the biggest bottlenecks in those businesses. Like, think of the biggest problems those businesses are struggling with. What problems are those businesses struggling with? Is it that they don't have proper marketing? Maybe they are struggling with their tax. Maybe they are struggling, to market their products so well. Maybe what are those businesses struggling with? Study them in excruciating details. Write down the problems those businesses are struggling with. Then come up with a solution. Then once you come up with a solution, what you're gonna do is say, hey, Mr. Business Owner, I can see that you're struggling with XYZ, and this is costing your business XYZ. I've come up with XYZ solution that I want to adopt. And if this solution helps and it takes away the problem you're struggling with, pay me this amount of money. Don't pay me now in advance, because remember, you're trying to validate your idea. Pay me when this problem has been solved. And once you solve a problem using my product, you are going to give me a case study. You're going to give me a testimonial so that I can sell this, idea to 100 other businesses. Trust me. Yeah, you're going to face rejections. Let me tell you in advance. But you only need between 1 to 5 businesses to say yes. And one thing I can guarantee you, if you go right now and reach out to 1,000 business owners, you are going to get 5+ yeses. That's all you need to get started. You're going to get 5+ business owners to say yes to you. And those are the only business owners that you need. And once those business owners say yes, implement your ideas, go all hard in, get them results, and before you know it, you're gonna have 5 more business owners, another 5, another 5, another 5. Before you know it, you're the man. That is how it's done. There is no secret charm. There is no secret idea. There is no secret information that you should look for. Just learn those skills, build your characters, develop your focus, boom, get into the game. You are going to figure it out whilst you are in the game. There is no better way of figuring out things than figuring them out when you're in the game, when you're playing the game. That is the best way of figuring out things, when you are playing the game. Because you're getting experience, you're discovering things you didn't know exist. You're learning things that can only be learned when you are in the game. So that is why you need to soak yourself in the game first. That is the only way. That is the only way to do it. There is no secret magic. There is no charm. That is the only way to do it. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to, leverage this information that I've just given you, you want to digest this information, and you want to, launch your career. I don't know what what area you want to launch your career. For example, for as long as you want to launch your career, you want to find ways on how you can get that job. You're looking for a job, but you don't know how to go about it. Trust me, there are thousands of companies looking for people like you. The only problem is that there is some level of knowledge, information that you don't have. That is why you are stuck, right? If you are stuck, you are doing something completely wrong, right? So you want to launch your career, you're trying to develop yourself, you're trying to build your skill sets so that the marketplace can reward you for those skill sets. You want to sell your skill sets. Just comment launch your career down below. Comment launch your career down below, or I'm gonna leave a link down below. If I don't forget, if I remember, I'm gonna leave a link down below. Click on that link. It's gonna lead you to my WhatsApp inbox, right? And I'm gonna help you launch your career leveraging this information that I've just given you right now. So if this is valuable to you, share it with your friends. Share it with as many friends as you possibly want. Let me know the takeaway notes that you're going away with down below. I'm gonna be on my phone reading all your comments here, guys, and if I love your comment, I'm gonna inbox you, and I'm gonna offer you some form of free guidance if you're trying to build your career. With all of that said, this is your boy Mapreneur Closer. I love every single one of you. That is the only reason as to why I shoot these videos, because I want to help the younger version of me. I want to show you how my journey has been, how it looks like, right? From the time I said I am going to build my career, from the time I decided that I am going to be the person that is going to be valued by the whole world. I'm building a global brand, not a brand that's just going to be in my community, but a global brand that's going to be worldly recognized. So I record these videos showing you guys the younger version of me, what he lacked, what he needed to hear, and filming so you guys can have that information on your fingertips. So if this is helpful, just let me know in the comment section. If you have specific ideas that you want me guys to shoot videos and talk about, let me know in the comment section, and I'm gonna talk about that. With all of that said, peace out. It's your boy Mapreneur Closer. I love every single of you, and see you in my next video. Peace.